Bridges just went off. Bridges was flat out fantastic tonight for the Knicks. They needed someone to step up with Jalen Brunson out, and Bridges did exactly that. He scored 33 points and did it while shooting incredibly well from the field. Bridges made 13 of his 21 shots. That's over 60% shooting. You can't ask for much more efficiency than that, especially when a guy's taking on a bigger scoring load. He did it without forcing anything too. Everything just looked smooth and in rhythm. The Knicks needed offense, and Bridges delivered it all night long. He also added 4 rebounds, which might not sound like a ton, but every single one of those boards mattered. He was active on both ends of the floor and didn't let up for a second. On top of that, he handed out 4 assists. So not only was he scoring, but he was making sure his teammates got good looks too. He was a huge part of keeping the offense balanced. Bridges wasn't just out there gunning for shots. He was making the right plays and staying locked in. And then when it mattered the most, Bridges hit the shot of the night. With the Knicks down by 2 points and just 3 seconds left in overtime, he nailed a game-winning three-pointer. It was the first game-winning buzzer beater the Knicks have had since RJ Barrett hit one against the Celtics a couple of years ago. This one was massive. Bridges finished things off in style, and the Knicks pulled out a 113-111 win over the Trailblazers. Bridges took a lot of criticism earlier in the day about his comments on playing time and the way Tom Thibodeau runs his rotations. Some folks questioned whether he could handle that kind of pressure. Well, Bridges answered all of that by dropping 33 points and hitting an absolutely huge shot to win the game. He kept his composure and showed everybody he's more than capable of stepping up when it counts. With Brunson out because of that ankle injury, Bridges has taken on more of the offensive load, and tonight he made it look easy. He controlled the game whenever he had the ball. You could feel it. When Bridges was involved, good things kept happening for the Knicks. When he wasn't touching the ball, things got a little messy. But when he had it, the Knicks were in control. That's just how it played out. It'll be interesting to see if Thibodeau gives Bridges more opportunities like this going forward. He's proving he can handle that kind of responsibility, and if he keeps playing like this, it's only going to make things easier for Brunson when he's back. Bridges is showing he can carry a bigger role and take some pressure off the rest of the team. 33 points on 13 for 21 shooting is no joke, and he did it in a game where every bucket mattered. The energy inside the Moda Center was crazy, but Bridges didn't let that shake him. He was calm the whole time. Even when the game was tied late in the fourth, Bridges stayed focused and came up big when the Knicks needed him most. His scoring was efficient, and he made the most of every possession. Whether it was knocking down jumpers or finding teammates for open looks, he did exactly what the Knicks needed. 4 rebounds and 4 assists might not sound flashy, but when you're also scoring 33 points on the road in overtime, that kind of all-around effort stands out. Bridges was working on both ends and stayed active the whole game. He brought energy on defense too, helping the Knicks get stops when they had to. What I saw tonight was a player who knew the moment was his. Bridges didn't back down from anything. He handled the pressure like a pro and finished the job. 33 points, 13, made shots out of 21, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and the game winner. That's a complete night from a guy who's showing he can be trusted in big spots. Bridges isn't just filling in while Brunson's out. He's showing he can be a reliable scorer night in and night out. When he's playing with this kind of confidence, it changes everything for the Knicks. They've got another guy who can get his own shot, and that makes their offense so much tougher to defend. He let his play do the talking, and by the time the buzzer sounded, nobody was worried about those earlier comments. All anyone cared about was that Bridges stepped up, hit the shot, and delivered a huge win for the Knicks. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, Bridges. Tonight was one of those games where Bridges took over and you could see the difference. He was efficient, smart, and aggressive in all the right ways. And the thing is, if Bridges keeps scoring like this, or even ups his scoring load just a little when Jalen Brunson comes back, it's going to make all the difference in the world for the Knicks. Right now, Brunson's clearly their leader. He's one of the best players in the entire NBA. There's no question about it. Brunson's averaging 26.3 points per game. That's more than 98% of players. His numbers speak for themselves. He's taking 18.7 shots per game, hitting 6.9 two-pointers and 2.3 threes every night. His effective field goal percentage is 55.2%, and his true shooting percentage is an incredible 60.3%. Brunson's carrying a huge scoring load, and he's doing it super efficiently. But if Bridges can find a way to boost his own scoring while Brunson's running the show, the Knicks are going to be dangerous. Bridges is already averaging 17.2 points per game. That's more than 86% of players in the league. His effective field goal percentage is 56.5%, and his true shooting percentage is sitting at 57.6%. Those are solid numbers, especially when you consider that Bridges is the third option behind Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. Bridges is taking 14.5 shots per game. He's making 5 two-pointers and 2.1 threes per game. His points per field goal is sitting at 1.1, and his points per scoring attempt is 1.2. These numbers are nothing to brush off. He's efficient and he's consistent, but there's room for more. If Bridges can push that 17.2 points per game up to 19 or 20 when Brunson's back on the floor, the Knicks offense is going to open up in a huge way. Brunson's already drawing so much defensive attention. Teams are game planning around him every single night. That opens up opportunities for everyone else. And if Bridges can take advantage of those, it's going to make life a whole lot easier for everyone. Right now, Brunson's taking 7 free throws a game. Defenders are glued to him. That's where Bridges can slip in and make teams pay. If Bridges stays aggressive and keeps hunting for his shot, he's going to get clean looks, and he's already proven he can knock them down. The efficiency's already there for Bridges. His effective field goal percentage is higher than Brunson's, and his true shooting percentage is not far off. If he keeps playing within himself but looks for just a couple more shots a game, his scoring is going to jump. Even just an extra bucket or 2 a night makes a huge difference. Imagine the Knicks getting another 3 or 4 points a game from Bridges on top of what Brunson's already giving them. That takes so much pressure off Brunson to carry the scoring every night. And it's not like Bridges would be forcing things. He's already making the most of his touches. He's scoring 1.2 points per scoring attempt. That's right in line with Brunson, even though Brunson gets more shots and gets to the free throw line more often. If Bridges keeps his efficiency where it is, or even improves it a little bit with better looks alongside Brunson, that scoring bump is realistic. Bridges has already shown he can deliver in big moments. That game-winning 3 he hit against Portland proved it. He was calm under pressure, took the shot, and made it. If he keeps that mindset and stays aggressive, when Brunson's back, the Knicks offense is going to look a lot different. It's going to be tougher to guard. Defenses won't be able to just focus on Brunson and Towns. They'll have to respect Bridges as a legit scoring threat. Right now, Bridges is shooting 5 two-pointers a game and hitting over 56% of his shots overall. If he can add one more, make 2-pointer a night, and maybe get to the free throw line a little more, that 17.2 points per game can easily climb. He's only taking 1.2 free throws a game. That's one area where he could really boost his scoring. If Bridges can start drawing more fouls and getting to the line, that adds easy points to his total without needing more shot attempts. Brunson's getting to the line 7 times a game. If Bridges even gets up to 3 or 4 free throws a game, that's going to be a big deal. More points, more pressure on the defense, and more balance for the Knicks offense. And when Brunson's creating opportunities, Bridges is going to be in the perfect spot to capitalize. Bridges is more than capable of being that third option who gives them a consistent 20 points a night. His efficiency is better than a lot of guys in the league already. He's scoring more points per game than 70% of players. His true shooting percentage is higher than 60% of the league. He's ready for a bigger role, and the numbers back it up. Brunson's doing everything you could ask for as the team's leader. 26.3 points a night, efficient shooting, and running the offense. Towns is right there as the second option. Bridges stepping up as that reliable third scorer is what makes this Knicks team go from good to great. If he keeps building on games like the one against Portland, where he dropped 33 points and hit the game winner, there's no telling how good this team can be. The Knicks don't need Bridges to become a 30-point scorer. They just need him to be consistent and efficient. 17.2 points a game is already solid. But if he can push that closer to 20, especially when Brunson's drawing all the attention, it's going to make the Knicks a nightmare to defend. Bridges is already doing more than 86% of players when it comes to scoring. His efficiency is better than 60% of the league in terms of true shooting, and he's making the most of his opportunities without forcing things. That's exactly what you want in a third option. But there's another level he can reach, and if he gets there, the Knicks offense is going to be on a whole different level. Brunson's numbers are elite, more points per game than 98% of players, efficient across the board, but even he can use some help. Bridges providing consistent scoring and stepping up in key moments is exactly what this team needs. And if Bridges can do it without dropping his efficiency, which is already strong at 57.6% true shooting, the Knicks are going to be tough for anyone to handle. Bridges is averaging 17.2 points a game on 14.5 shots. If he adds a few more shots or gets to the line more, he can get to 20 a night without hurting his percentages. And when Brunson's back, that's going to make a huge difference. This is what makes a team dangerous in the playoffs, having a reliable third option who can score efficiently. Brunson's going to be Brunson. Towns is going to get his points. If Bridges keeps this up and pushes his scoring just a little higher, the Knicks are going to have a three-headed scoring attack that's hard to stop. Bridges is showing he's ready for it, and the numbers prove it. And Bridges makes the Knicks better every time he's on the floor. His mixed teamwork score ranks him better than 96% of players. That means his presence on the floor consistently helps his team more than almost anyone else out there. When he's playing, good things are happening for the Knicks, and if he can keep that up next to Brunson, they're going to be on another level. Let's start with Bridges' offensive rating. He's got an offensive rating of 119.8. That's a measure of how many points the Knicks score per 100 possessions when he's on the floor. That's a big number. It's higher than Brunson's, who has an offensive rating of 119.6. And Brunson's one of the top offensive players in the entire league. Bridges is right there, helping to keep the offense running smoothly. Whether he's scoring, moving without the ball, or spacing the floor, he's contributing to an offense that's humming along at an elite level. But it's not just about offense. Bridges' defensive rating is 114.3. That's better than Brunson's 116.9. So, while Bridges is helping on offense, he's also helping on defense. His presence on the court brings balance on both ends, and that's reflected in his net rating. Bridges has a net rating of plus 5.5. That's the difference between the Knicks' offensive and defensive ratings when he's playing. It shows that the team's outscoring opponents by 5.5 points per 100 possessions with Bridges on the floor. Brunson's net rating is plus 2.7. That's still solid, but Bridges is making an even bigger overall impact when it comes to outscoring the opposition. And it doesn't stop there. Bridges has a positive plus-minus in 64.1% of his games. That means in nearly 2/3 of the games he plays, the Knicks are outscoring their opponents while he's on the court. Compare that to Brunson, who's got a positive plus-minus in 50.8% of his games. Brunson's the leader of the team, but Bridges is bringing steady, winning basketball more often. That matters, especially when you're looking at how a player fits into the bigger picture of team success. Now, take a look at the on-off numbers. This stat shows the difference in team points scored when the player's on the floor versus when he's off. Bridges is at plus 3.5. That means the Knicks score 3.5 more points per 100 possessions when he's playing compared to when he's not. Brunson's on-off number is plus 1.0. Again, Bridges is making a bigger difference here. His presence is lifting the team on both ends, and the numbers back that up. If Bridges can keep bringing this kind of positive margin while Brunson's back on the floor, the Knicks are going to be in a great spot. Brunson already takes on a huge load. He's the guy everyone looks to for leadership, scoring, and playmaking. But even with all that, his mixed teamwork rating ranks him better than 79% of players. That's good, but Bridges is on another level, ranking better than 96% of players. What makes Bridges so valuable is that he's not just helping himself, he's helping everyone around him. His offensive rating is high because he knows where to be, how to move, and when to take his shots. His defensive rating is strong because he's staying locked in on defense and doing the little things that don't always show up in the box score. And that net rating of plus 5.5, that's the kind of number you see from players who make their teams better every time they step on the floor. Brunson's net rating of plus 2.7 is solid, but when Bridges is adding another plus 5.5 to that equation, it makes the team stronger overall. Brunson can handle the heavy scoring and playmaking, but Bridges' ability to boost both offense and defense without needing the ball all the time makes him a perfect complement. And here's the key. If Bridges can continue to have this type of positive impact while increasing his scoring, the Knicks will be a tougher team to beat. We've already talked about his scoring efficiency and how he could easily push his points per game up to 19 or 20 without losing that efficiency. If he does that while maintaining his teamwork numbers, his overall impact could skyrocket. Think about it. A player who's giving you 20 points per game plus a net rating of plus 5.5 while ranking better than 96% of the league in mixed teamwork, that's the type of player who helps teams win playoff series. Brunson can't do it all himself. As good as he is, 26.3 points per game, 60.3% true shooting, he needs help, and Bridges is proving he can be that help in more ways than one. Right now, Bridges is helping the Knicks win games more often than not. 64.1% of his games come with a positive plus-minus. That's winning basketball. It shows he's on the floor when the team's playing its best. And when you add in the fact that the Knicks outscore opponents by 3.5 points more when he's playing compared to when he's not, you see why his impact matters so much. Brunson's doing his part. 50.8% positive plus-minus games and a plus 1.0 on-off number. He's leading the team, but Bridges can make Brunson's job a lot easier by keeping up his positive margin. If Bridges continues to affect both sides of the ball and builds on his scoring at the same time, it gives the Knicks an edge they've been missing. The numbers don't lie. Bridges is helping the Knicks outscore opponents more than most players in the league. His mixed teamwork ranking is elite. He's more efficient on both ends than the average player, and he's bringing consistency that shows up every time he's on the floor. If Brunson's back and playing like the all-NBA talent he is, and Bridges keeps doing this, the Knicks are going to be hard to beat. Brunson can focus on leading the offense and getting his 26 points. Towns can do his thing as the second option, and Bridges can be that glue guy who not only scores more but keeps the team running smoothly on both ends. That's the formula. Brunson leads, Towns supports, and Bridges connects everything together. He's already shown he can create a positive margin. He's already better than 96% of players in mixed teamwork. Now it's just about keeping that momentum going and giving the Knicks the balance they need. Bridges making an impact like this while scoring more could be the difference between a second-round exit and a trip to the conference finals. Or even further, the numbers are there, the opportunity's there. Now it's up to Bridges to keep pushing, and if he does, the Knicks' ceiling is only going higher. And the thing is, it's not Bridges' job to get other people going in the offense, but he still does when he has to. That's part of what makes him such a valuable piece for the Knicks. He's not the primary ball handler. That role belongs to Jalen Brunson, and there's no question about it. Brunson's one of the best in the league at running an offense. His ball handling ranks better than 98% of players. He's averaging 7.4 assists per game and creating over 17 points every night just through his passing. He's assisting on more than 32% of his teammates' made field goals when he's on the floor. That's elite. That's what Brunson does. But Bridges, he's quietly doing his part in this area too. His ball handling ranks better than 83% of players. He's not bringing the ball up and running sets the way Brunson does, but when the Knicks need another guy to make plays, Bridges is ready. He's averaging 3.5 assists per game. That's more than 49% of players, and it's a nice bonus from someone who's supposed to be the third scoring option. Those 3.5 assists lead directly to 8.6 points per game from his teammates. So even though he's not the one the offense runs through, he's still helping other guys get easy buckets. What stands out is his assist percentage. Bridges is assisting on almost 13% of his teammates' field goals when he's out there. Again, it's not his job to be the playmaker. That's Brunson's responsibility. But Bridges doesn't disappear in that role either. He steps up when the team needs him to make a pass or create an opportunity, and he does it without turning the ball over. His turnover percentage is 7.38%. That's lower than 81% of players in the league. He's averaging just 1.5 turnovers a game. Even with 15 scoring attempts per game, that's impressive. Brunson's turnover percentage is 7.9%. That's still solid, especially since he's handling the ball all the time and taking 21.8 scoring attempts per game. But Bridges is doing his job, keeping the ball secure and making smart plays when he's asked to. His ability to take care of the ball gives the Knicks an extra layer of security in the offense. He's not taking unnecessary risks. He's not forcing things. He's playing within the flow of the offense. And when the defense gives him an opening to make a play for someone else, he takes it. That's what makes Bridges so valuable. He's not out there trying to be something he's not. He knows his role. He's the third option behind Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. But when Brunson's off the floor, or when teams overload to stop Brunson and Towns, Bridges is more than capable of stepping up and keeping the offense moving. His 3.5 assists a night might not jump off the page, but they make a difference. They keep the offense balanced and prevent things from getting stagnant. And because Bridges keeps his turnovers low, the Knicks can trust him with the ball in his hands when they need to. That's a big deal. Turnovers kill momentum, and Bridges just doesn't give the ball away. 1.5 turnovers on 15 scoring attempts is a great ratio. He's efficient with his own offense and smart when he's setting up others. Brunson's assist numbers are fantastic. He's creating nearly 18 points a night with his passing. He's assisting on a third of his teammates' made baskets. That's what you expect from your lead guard. But it's the fact that Bridges is there to support that makes it all work. Brunson doesn't have to do everything himself because Bridges is there to take some of the load when needed. It's also important that Bridges can handle these duties without hurting his own scoring. He's still putting up 17.2 points per game. He's still shooting efficiently with a 56.5% effective field goal percentage and a 57.6% true shooting percentage. He's balancing his scoring with his passing, and that's hard to do. And when Brunson's off the floor or resting, Bridges can step in and help run the offense without the Knicks falling apart. His ball handling rating is better than 83% of players. He's capable of bringing the ball up, initiating offense, and finding the open man. That gives the Knicks a reliable secondary playmaker behind Brunson. Not every team has that luxury, especially when their third option is also tasked with being a scorer. Bridges' ability to make plays and keep turnovers low is a huge part of why his on-off numbers are so strong. The Knicks are plus 3.5 points per 100 possessions when he's on the floor compared to when he's off. That's not just because of his scoring. It's also because he's making smart decisions and keeping the offense flowing. Brunson's on-off number is plus 1.0. That shows how much Bridges is helping the team beyond just putting the ball in the basket. Bridges knows it's not his responsibility to get everyone else going every night. That's Brunson's job. But when the Knicks need him to make the right play, he's ready. And he does it without making mistakes. A turnover percentage of 7.38% is proof of that. He's careful with the ball, he makes good decisions, and he helps the offense stay efficient. Brunson's got more responsibilities as the point guard. He's taking more shots, making more assists, and naturally, he's going to have a few more turnovers. But Bridges complements that perfectly by being steady and reliable. When he makes a play for someone else, it's because it's the right read, not because he's forcing something. Bridges' passing numbers aren't flashy, but they're exactly what the Knicks need from him. 3.5 assists per game on top of 17 points, that's solid production. Add in the low turnover numbers, and you've got a guy who's making a positive impact without needing the spotlight. And as Bridges continues to get comfortable in this role, especially with Brunson leading and Towns as the second option, there's room for him to do even more. If he can keep making plays for others at this level, or even improve it slightly, the Knicks' offense is only going to get better. They'll have a reliable third option who not only scores, but helps everyone else get easier shots too. That's what makes this team dangerous. Brunson runs the show. Towns gives them a dominant inside presence, and Bridges ties it all together by scoring efficiently, making smart passes, and keeping turnovers to a minimum. He's not supposed to be the guy getting everyone else going, but when the Knicks need him to, he steps up and gets it done. And that's why his role matters so much, and what makes it even better. Bridges doesn't need high usage to make an impact. That's one of the biggest reasons he fits so well with Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns on this Knicks team. His usage rate is 18.8%. That's lower than 60% of players in the league, and yet he's still giving them 17.2 points per game. He's efficient, he's productive, and he's doing it without needing to dominate the ball. Brunson, on the other hand, carries a massive load. His usage rate is 29.8%. That's higher than 96% of players. He's taking 18.7 shots a game, getting to the free throw line 7 times, and handing out 7.4 assists. Every single offensive possession seems to run through him. That's his job. Brunson is the leader. He's one of the best players in the entire NBA, and he has the ball in his hands more than anyone else on the roster. Towns is right there behind Brunson with a usage rate of 26.7%. That's higher than 89% of players. Towns takes 16.7 shots a night, gets to the line 5.7 times, and chips in 3.1 assists. He's also heavily involved in the offense and demands touches because of what he can do in the post, on the perimeter, and as a playmaker. But Bridges, he's in that third role, and he's thriving without needing high usage. He's taking 14.5 shots a game, getting to the line just 1.2 times, and handing out 3.5 assists. He's playing 76.8 possessions a night, and he's not wasting opportunities. His ability to make a big impact with a lower usage rate makes him incredibly valuable. He doesn't need plays called for him over and over. He finds his spots, makes smart decisions, and capitalizes on the chances he gets. The beauty of Bridges' game is that he can score 17 points on less than 19% usage. That's efficient. He's not taking anything off the table. He's giving you scoring, passing when necessary, and keeping turnovers low. And when you've already got 2 high usage guys like Brunson and Towns, that's exactly what you need from your third option. If Bridges were demanding more touches or trying to force shots, it could throw off the balance of the offense. But he doesn't do that. He plays within the flow of the game. He's patient. He lets Brunson control things. He lets Towns go to work. And when the defense shifts too much attention their way, Bridges is ready to make them pay. That's why his efficiency stays high. He's shooting 56.5% effective field goal and 57.6% true shooting, and he's doing it without a heavy workload. Brunson's carrying 29.8% usage. He's the engine. Towns is taking 26.7%. He's the inside-out threat. Bridges, at 18.8% is that perfect third piece. He doesn't get in the way. He doesn't need to dominate the offense to be productive. And that balance makes the Knicks' offense dangerous. What makes it even better is that Bridges stays consistent regardless of the usage. Some players need to be the focus to stay engaged and productive, not Bridges. He's giving them 17 points a night, making 3.5 assists, and doing it while handling the ball less than Brunson and Towns. His low turnover rate proves it, just 1.5 turnovers on 76.8 possessions. He knows when to make a move and when to keep things simple. And when you look at the actions Bridges is involved in, they're efficient too. 14.5 shots, 1.2 free throws, 3.5 assists, and just 1.5 turnovers. He's picking his spots, and he's not wasting possessions. That's key when you have a leader like Brunson, who's handling so much of the offense. You don't want someone else coming in and disrupting the flow. Bridges doesn't do that. He complements it. Towns is also handling a big role with his 26.7% usage. That's a lot of actions through one player. And when Towns is in the post or stepping out for threes, it's critical for someone like Bridges to fill the gaps. He cuts, he spaces, he's ready to shoot, and he keeps the floor balanced, all without needing a high volume of plays run through him. That's why Bridges fits this team so well. He's not demanding 20+% usage. He's not taking away opportunities from Brunson or Towns, but he's still producing at a high level. 17 points, efficient shooting, low turnovers, and smart passing. That's exactly what you want from your third guy. And the fact that Bridges is doing all this with an 18.8% usage rate just shows how smart and effective his game is. He's giving them great value without needing to dominate the ball. He's keeping the offense efficient. He's adding scoring without messing with the rhythm. Brunson can run the show at nearly 30% usage. Towns can play his game at 26%. And Bridges, he can be the glue at under 19% and still give them everything they need. That's a huge advantage. It keeps everyone fresh. It keeps the offense flowing. And it makes the Knicks tough to defend. The low usage also means Bridges isn't forcing things when he's on the floor. His possessions are clean. He's only involved in the actions that make sense. He's not out there trying to take over. He's playing his role, and he's excelling in it. And that's why his presence is so important, especially when Brunson's on the floor. Bridges doesn't need a ton of touches to have a great night. He can score, pass, defend, and make winning plays without taking anything away from the stars. The Knicks need that balance. Brunson's one of the top players in the league. He's leading the team, carrying a heavy load, and doing it efficiently. Towns is giving them everything he's got as a second option. And Bridges, with his 18.8% usage, is rounding everything out without slowing them down. That's why this trio works. Brunson runs things, Towns scores, and Bridges does a little bit of everything without needing the ball in his hands all game long. It's smart basketball, it's efficient basketball, and it's what makes Bridges such an important part of this Knicks team. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.